Other interesting business news, you have Netflix adding 6 million users in fiscal Q2, which I know math scores in the United States are at all-time low, so I'll clarify. A quarter is 1/4. Think of like when you get a quarter, I guess people don't get change these days, but back in the day you just get change from a dollar, and a dollar is made of 4 quarters, hence quarter. Now, a fiscal quarter, it's going to be 1/4 of the calendar year. The calendar year is 12 months. Little math that helps us know that there's 3 months in a quarter. I've now done more than perhaps half, a fair amount of public schools in the United States. Not to brag, but I guess some would say there's a little education here. Now, in all seriousness, go back to Netflix. It appears that they added nearly 6 million paid subscribers during the 3 months ending June specifically. So that's going to be the fiscal Q2, or the calendar year Q2 for most companies, well, all companies. And it looks like that brings their total up to 238 million paid subscribers, which is astonishing how many people are paying for Netflix. When, again, it's 40-year hyperinflation, people are uncertain about the job market, but people keep paying for that type of entertainment, which is ridiculous. You can watch The Topping Show for free. In fact, you don't have to pay us. Just give us a like, subscribe, or comment. That makes me smile, and that's worth $1 million, some might say. Few, but some might say. Now, the company recently launched their paid sharing plan, which I believe is probably the biggest driver behind this, as they rolled out that plan to about 100 countries. So Netflix, back in the day, like every tech company, traditionally, they didn't care necessarily how many people were sharing the account, because Wall Street and all the companies, when they're looking at tech startups, it's all about the user and the adaptation rate. How many active users do they have on the platform? You saw this the same thing with Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all these platforms. They want the highest number of users. Then after a couple of years, Wall Street and the investors, they start to wonder, okay, you've built out this great thing. How many are actually paying for this service? How do we get a long-term ROI, aka a return on investment, from this technology, from this stock, from this platform, whatever term you prefer to use? And that number, now that they want to know the paid, then they started to crack down on the password sharing. But Netflix I thought it was a mistake at the time, but it turns out to be a little bit of business brilliance. Instead of kicking someone off a plan, so they have it right now, in fact, that you have Netflix, your main account at your home, and back in the day, you could share it with a friend across the country, wherever, or if you have someone in the family who's traveling for work or a college kid, they could have a profile on there, no issues. Now, they will allow that only if you pay, I believe, about $8 per additional user. So it's still an overall discount compared to that person going out and buying a full-blown individual Netflix account. So because there's some of a discount, perhaps that was a big incentive people needed where they can continue using it, because otherwise they would just go away. Granted, there are other resources like pirating, but it'll be interesting to see, does that industry pop up exponentially? There's a lot of speculation it will, but a lot of people just like convenience and swiping a credit card apparently, and they just thought this would be a great idea. So that lack of password sharing, so the password crackdown is rolled out by more than 100 countries on Netflix, and is actually gotten to the point where the signups are exceeding the cancellations. So that's, to be growing a company right now, it's pretty darn impressive, especially in streaming. Disney Plus is on track to lose $800 million this fiscal quarter. $800 million. So the streaming wars are heating up, and some are growing, some are struggling. Who will win? Time shall tell. Another issue with Netflix, you have the Hollywood writers and the actors and the actresses all on strike because they kind of see the writing on the wall. AI is going to revolutionize every industry, especially entertainment. And the big negotiating point is they don't want AI in Hollywood. And the CEO of Netflix brought this up, saying a big concern for their company and why they think their stock is a little volatile right now is there's a lot of uncertainty of where do they get their content from. Will it be from a computer? Will this strike just last exponentially and they won't get to work again? I mean, there's a little bit of uncertainty there. Granted, when it comes to certain movies, and I would say most of Hollywood, any computer or a 3-year-old could probably write a better script in terms of all you need is 3 or 4 keys. You do control, copy, control, paste. So 1, 2, 3, 4. With 4 keystrokes, you can actually replicate most of Hollywood content. Transformers movies. Fast cars, big explosions, someone falls in love. All right, Marvel movies. Big explosions, logos of superheroes, someone falls in love, no one ever actually dies. Copy, paste again. James Bond. British guy, Cool cars, 3 pedals with a stick shift, of course. Got Walther PPK, attractive woman, falls in love, one of them dies, moves on. Another copy paste. Adventures. Oh, Fast and Furious, another hilariously comical movie. Fast cars. You have to pay Vin Diesel to say family, of course. Ludacris stunts, also the actor Ludacris. And maybe 1 or 2 good songs per movie. There again, I just wrote the whole script for Fast and Furious 11, which I'm sure is on the way because somehow those keep making billions of dollars. Not metaphorically, literally. So as AI continues to grow and learn exponentially and get better and better and better, Hollywood's going to be pretty scared because some of these movies, especially those, they almost seem designed for AI to take over. And when it comes to CGI and using actors' likenesses, that's going to be a forefront as well. Tom Hanks is probably the most well-known actor that I've seen who is very open to AI, saying that he will license his likeness, so even after he passes or he dies, they could still make movies about him. So in terms of the main actors, he was the first one who really saw perhaps the writing on the wall and was interested and intrigued enough in the technology to perhaps start a licensing deal, which is pretty revolutionary for the industry. It'll be interesting to see, do we get to the point where they just 3D scan an actor or an actress, they put them in the little computers and their job is done, they just come in and get scanned every couple of years, or even not, because computers can actually de-age and age a person with CGI, and it'll be interesting to see, how long do we really need actors and actresses for? Time shall tell, but that industry is surely going to have some major disruptions. And of course, it'll be interesting to see how it affects Netflix and their long-term goal of trying to grow exponentially as well. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. I really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of July, so I especially appreciate you taking time to click that button and subscribe. If you already have, I also really appreciate when you take the time to share the video and comment. It seems like those things especially help the channel get more views and more comments. It'll help us grow together. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.